All right. I'm Dr. Kate Walker. Welcome to this training on creating a YouTube channel. Now, it's funny. I didn't know how this was going to go. I didn't know if we'd have a lot of people sort of attending this live today, or if people would be watching it on the replay, because YouTube can seem really kind of scary. I mean, yes, I know that we probably have a few counselor educators out there who, since the age of COVID, you've gotten pretty darn good at making those videos and coming up with scripts and doing all the things. So I'm going to talk you through a YouTube channel because as a practice owner, I think it's important as let's say you're a CE designer like me, or you want to get involved with speaking or create just something completely creative. YouTube is probably the stair-step way to go. So I'm going to tell you how to do it. I'm going to tell you how to make sure that you just don't click, upload and boom, you're broadcasting to a billion people. I'm going to show you how to maintain the control over it, because that can be scary. And then I'm also going to help you understand how to create content, just to repurpose it, to do other things with it. Maybe you want to monetize it. Maybe you're just interested in using the video to get more clients. You're trying to have an amazing call to action, something like that. So I'll try to speak to all of that today so that you'll have an idea if using YouTube is something you even want to do. So I'm going to refer to my notes over here. And remember, with my trainings in the Step It Up membership, Step It Up members get access to these Tuesday trainings every week. I mean, you can attend this live. You can join me and ask questions. I screen share. I show you back office. I show you things that obviously you can't see in other types of forums. So be sure that if you are in the Step It Up membership, you're setting an alarm and you're trying to get here for the training, because it's just a nice way to interact and really dig deeper into the questions if that's what you have. If you have questions about YouTube, this is a great place to ask it. All right, so YouTube. Here's the thing. You are in the business of connecting with people. You're creating a website, I'm assuming, or I've seen a lot of you out there creating Psychology Today profiles. Excellent, wonderful, good, go do that. So many people, though, are clicking on your video as one step beyond just looking at your beautiful headshot, right? I've always recommended that folks get a beautiful, amazing headshot so that people will connect with you. They'll connect with that photo. This is one step beyond that, though, because connecting with your face, if I can connect with you speaking, if I can hear you talk, if I can hear you talking to my pain points, to the solutions to my problem, if I hear your story and it matches my story, that's going to take me one step closer to becoming your potential client. Now, doing all the work to figure out who's your potential client, right? There are worksheets you can do online to decide. We call it an avatar. You decide and you find out who your avatar is, and then you design your marketing around that. And I've got lots of episodes on YouTube and on our podcast, Texas Counselors Creating Badass Businesses, where I talk about niche marketing, this idea that you're going to market for a particular type of client, one that meets your schedule, your cost, and your specialty. So this YouTube channel, if you decide to do this, if you decide to do a YouTube video, what you're doing is you are inviting people to connect with you. You're inviting them to have a relationship with you. Yeah, albeit it's going to be virtual. It's going to be one step removed from you. And you're inviting them to then have a call to action, click the button, schedule the 10-minute consultation, schedule the email, whatever it is that you do to help clients eventually make that appointment with you. That's what YouTube is going to do. Now, how did I find this out? Well, some of you know the story. When I was working, when I designed my website for achievebalance.org, that's my marriage and family therapy practice. It's completely virtual now, but there was a time it was brick and mortar. I had my kiddo create a terrible video and I say that because it's a PowerPoint. My face was not on it at all. But it was basically 9 PowerPoint slides where I walked you through the recovery process after infidelity, speaking to the female. Now, that, of course, that's 10, 12 years ago. I've learned so much since then. And yes, it's not my best work, and it was biased and, very cringy. But I know, and what happened was people related to that video, not only the betrayers, but the betrayed, right? Whether the betrayed was female or male, whether the betrayer was male or female. Part of my story with my counseling practice is learning that my licensed marriage and family therapist, meant I got lots of folks coming to my office with struggling marriages. And lo and behold, what do marriages struggle with a lot? Infidelity. So I had to get my butt out there to get trained, but I learned I actually enjoyed this type of client. I enjoyed the couples struggling to survive infidelity. And so I made a specialty out of it. This video, you kind of caught me midway. I was not quite a specialist yet. I was still pretty gender biased. I was still learning the ropes of what it meant to recover from infidelity. But apparently I knew enough, and I was able to put out enough to connect with folks who felt like they had a connection with me, and the practice grew. So my YouTube channel consisted of 1 video. I think I did one more. I think I had like an intro to my office, and it's still out there. In fact, I'm going to see if I don't know if I can even find it. Let's see if I go to my YouTube channel. So right now, if you're listening to this, I am talking while I try to find my back office on YouTube, because YouTube does have a back office. It has a dashboard. It's got a list of all my content. It has analytics that I can check, just like a website. I can go in and see which videos are being seen, which ones aren't being seen. I can see which ones are live. And right now, I think I'm going to see if I do it by views greater than 200. Oh, wow. So I always get surprised when I look at my videos. So what I'm going to share with you now are ways that I used video to connect with clients. And then I'm going to show you and describe videos that I used to educate. Because again, if I'm talking to counselor educators out there, I know you guys are great at using videos to educate. So let me share screen for a minute. And again, if you're listening to this, don't worry, I'm going to describe everything to you. So what you're looking at now is my YouTube back office. This is my content. So you see that videos are highlighted here. There are other tabs across the top. I don't have any live videos. I do have some playlists. I don't have any podcasts through YouTube. So here is the infamous video, Help Your Wife Survive Your Affair. That's the PowerPoint that my daughter narrated. And then I have these videos that are designed to help supervisors in my 40-hour training to become a supervisor in Texas. I use these as examples of troublesome supervisee issues. And you can see these are pretty well viewed. I've got over 2,000 views on the anxious supervisee, almost 7,000 views on the supervisee who can't accept direction. I think my top one, though, the reluctant supervisee, I've got almost 10,000 views on this. So these are still public. These are still out there. Let me see if I have a couple more. This is another one. So here, I'm going to show you, this is a promotional video that I did to promote my supervisor training. And I'm going to show you, this is a promotional video. Let me unshare, because I want to be able for folks who are listening to hear. So I'm going to share the sound. So my promotional video I'm not going to be embarrassed. I'm not going to be embarrassed. But you can hear if you can hear, there's some like super cool background music. Who knows? This is literally 13 years ago. But I got everyone's permission and I recorded them in the session that we were teaching back then when we did the 40-hour training live. We'd let them kind of walk around. The location is called Market Street in the Woodlands, Texas. And so we just kind of followed them with our camera. Yeah, back then I don't even think our iPhones were cameras back then yet.
I really enjoyed this so much. It's been so much fun. I've learned so much.
Got some testimonials.
It's not a big, ginormous group where you don't get to know people.
Go ahead a little bit. So there's some other. All right, so I'm going to stop. And I'm going to show you then, I did a promotional video for my practice. And this is one, I think I was just trying to look earnest. So I'm just staring at the camera again. This is like 13 years ago, trying to give lots of good eye contact. I think I put on makeup that day.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kate Walker with AchieveBalance.org and HelpMeHelpMyTeen.com. Thanks for visiting my site today. My passion is helping families, marriages, individuals, and teens.
And you'll notice down at the bottom, there's a lock that says private.
The site is not intended to be therapeutic, nor is it intended to replace working with a licensed professional. A lot of people are
about 30
ways
seconds.
to help families, help individuals, and help themselves.
So that's what I was doing 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I was trying, I didn't even know it, but I was getting ahead of the curve, helping folks connect with me. And I don't even think I really knew that's what it was. So many people do it so much better now. Now, one of the things you notice I drew your attention to was the lock. There is a way to set your videos to public, unlisted, or private, and you can absolutely delete them as well. I set mine to private if I'm done with them. If I don't want them to get circulated anymore, easy peasy, like my video, the one, of the not great one back in the day about infidelity, set it to private. When you know better, do better, right? So understanding, as always, I've talked about podcasting, I've talked about blogging. Try to begin with the end in mind. That's a Stephen Covey saying that it just means so much here, because if your goal is to connect with clients so that they'll push the button and become your client, then make videos for that. Record yourself, talk about the topics that you specialize in so that your clients can connect with you. One of my notes here is you don't have to be amazing at it when you're getting started. Now, remember when I talked about podcasting, you can go back a couple of episodes to the podcasting episode. I talked about quality, because you're listening on a treadmill. Your listeners are listening on the treadmill or in the car or while they're doing something. So if you have poor sound quality, it's very, very, very distracting. I won't say that YouTube, you can get sloppy, don't. But when you have things going on around you, like there's so many fun ways to add things to your YouTube video that you can't, that make it visually enticing, right? You can show interesting photos. You can have words flash across the screen. You can have fun stuff in the background. You can direct the viewer's attention to different places. You can have chapter markings so that you can say, hey, if you don't like this, you can skip ahead to the 5-minute mark and I'm going to talk about this. So you can do so much with editing software. So the quality doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, if you have an iPhone, you can start making videos. Now, posting them on YouTube is my preference. I like YouTube because Google likes YouTube. Searchable, SEO, right? I want these videos to be found. If I don't want them to be found, I set them to unlisted or private. Another thing is, if your goal is to monetize or if you're trying to break some kind of subscriber record, right? Remember, think with the end in mind. If you're trying to monetize your video, that's a whole different animal. And there are great courses out there that will teach you how to do that. I talk about Pat Flynn a lot. Go to Pat Flynn, take his YouTube course, and he can really help you get to a place where you can start to monetize these videos. That's not really what I'm talking about with us, right? With us, I'm talking about how to get your YouTube video to be a part of your marketing arsenal, your toolkit, so you can get clients through the door, whether that's a first phone call and then you can talk to them, or it's an email, so you're able to build rapport. This is the same thing as your website, right? It's going to be that front page that the client sees and then decides to take the next action. So if you are going to do the other two things, if you're trying to monetize, if you're trying to break some kind of a subscriber record, you're talking about lots and lots and lots of views, right? And so I would tell you, number one, check out your competition. Who's in the same field, doing the same thing, covering the same topics that you are. You have to decide on an angle. I've seen a lot of people in the psychotherapy business, I put that in quotes, start off with very educational videos. And then the next thing you know, the most recent one is they're kind of talking over mug shots of people who are killers. And they're talking about, how do you know if your kid's a psychopath? I mean, very, very much kind of riding that murder podcast train. So look at the folks that you want to be like, or who you think are selling the same things that you are. So for example, if you're trying to get subscribers so you can sell your book, if you're trying to get 1 million subscribers so you can sell affiliate links, if you're trying to get a bunch of subscribers so that you can start to get picked up for speaking gigs, you're going to want to make sure that you get this thing edited really, really well. Your competition, deciding on an angle. Maybe I talked about this also when I was putting the podcast together. My podcast editor, Carl, is also an amazing video editor. And so I know that when I decide to reboot my YouTube channel, yes, I'm looking at a reboot, that Carl can help me out. And I know that he can kind of iron out all the little wrinkles when I'm not doing things very interesting. But I got to do my part too, right? If I'm going to reboot my YouTube channel and I'm going to go for subscribers and I'm going to try to monetize, boy, I got to really think on my feet. I got to figure out what people are tuning into and why. So there's that. For you guys, if you're using this to connect with clients and add an amazing tool to your marketing arsenal, then think like your client. Put yourself in your client's shoes or potential client's shoes. What type of issues do you enjoy seeing walk through your door? Well, talk to them. Help them understand that you understand their pain. Help them understand 3 ways that you can make it better. Help them understand resources that you have that nobody else has. Help them understand maybe something that makes you different. Do you see people virtually? Are you located in a really cool location? Are you able to do something a little bit more concierge? Do you have intensives? Those are things that you can put in a YouTube video, and you don't have to YouTube video every week. If you just want to make a few key videos, put them on your site, you're good to go. All right, I'm going to jump back to my edits here. I'm going to double check the Facebook group. Let's see if we have anybody tuning in, if anybody has any questions. I get the feeling that YouTube is kind of scary. I get the feeling with my counselors out here that YouTube's sort of like, yeah, I think that's down the road. But I'm telling you, if you had to decide between a podcast or a video, I would push you toward video. Even if you're scared, y'all go back and look at my I think my daughter has taken them all down because they were too cringy. When I first started doing the Thursday 30 live video in our Facebook group, Texas Counselors Creating Badass Businesses, I used to have my daughter take those videos and pop them onto the YouTube channel. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen so you can see my YouTube channel. And that would be the dashboard. No, I'm not going to take you there. I'm going to take you to my channel. Okay. That's my intro video. So let me hit share. And we'll share sound. So now what you're looking at is the dashboard. So if you went to my YouTube channel, what you would see is an intro video or a welcome video, and it plays for new folks. And then you would see two playlists. I have one playlist called Counseling Practice Next Steps, and I have a playlist called New Counselor Supervisors. Click here. Because I teach the 40-hour training to become an LPC or an LMFT supervisor in Texas, I am very focused on making sure that those new supervisors have excellent resources. And I do that a couple of ways. One is through the Step It Up membership. Everybody who graduates from the course gets 1 year free, unlimited CEs, unlimited resources. All of these trainings are included. Also, this is for just anybody out there who's struggling to supervise, or maybe they're not struggling, they just need a few tools. So the Counselor Supervisors Click Here playlist is a great place for supervisors. Now that's pretty nichey, isn't it? Right? I've really drilled down. So I can have as many playlists as I want. It's all embedded. If I go back to my studio and I'm in my dashboard now, you can see when I click content and then I click playlists, I can have tons of playlists. And y'all, I change my mind a lot. I'll go in there and I'll make a playlist and I'll be like, nah, I don't want that playlist anymore. So lots of control. Finally, I mentioned I would talk about control. So here I go. We talked about if you create a video, you don't have to automatically hit boom, we're live. It's not like a Facebook Live or even what I'm doing today, live streaming. You can click unlisted, you can click private, and then edit it, or hire someone else to edit it for you. I told you I use Camtasia. That's a product of TechSmith. Full disclosure, I am an affiliate for TechSmith, but I love their product. I've been using their product for years. But there are lots of great products out there. One of the products that TechSmith uses is Snagit. I use Snagit in my courses because it allows me to have those chapter markings. So anyway, lots of control there between the time you edit it, create it, and then boom, hit the button to produce it and send it out into the interwebs. Also, you may be wondering, Kate, I don't even know how to make a channel. Well, if you have a Google account, you already have one. If you go up to the right-hand corner of any Google browser, and you've got the Google window open, you'll see almost looks like 3 across, 3 down, 6 little squares. You click one, you'll see Gmail. You'll click another, you'll see Maps. Your YouTube channel's already there. So if you have a Gmail account and you just want to experiment a little bit, grab your phone, make a video, and upload it. Again, it's not live, I promise. Upload it, look, and I think YouTube even has some editing software too. You can't do a whole lot of fun stuff with it, but it's there. Then you can kind of stare at it. You can say you love it, you hate it, or who knows, maybe you just want to hit publish. You never know till you try. All right, so what I tried to help you do today is understand there's nothing that can replace your face and your voice as a way for potential clients or potential buyers, if you're selling your book or your courses, to connect with you. You don't have to be amazing at it like a podcast. There are some goals, though, where you do have to be pretty doggone sharp. And that's if you're trying to monetize your YouTube channel and your videos, or if you're trying to just get a ton of subscribers. Always, always, always include a call to action. Don't just put up a video and then be like, hey, the end. No, always give your watchers, your viewers, a call to action. And then I mentioned kind of some fancy editing software and some ways to give you control over the whole process. So if you're listening to this, I hope I was descriptive enough so that you know what to do and where to go. Don't forget to click the link in the show notes if you're listening to this on a replay. I will post links. If you're in the Step It Up membership, you guys get a transcript so you can go through and follow along as the recording goes. So if you have any questions, just post your comments and tag me. I'll get back to you. Absolutely. This is Dr. Kate Walker, and I want you to have a great day, and I want you to try making a YouTube video. I'll see you soon.